about just as ready as I'll ever be. I'm gonna take a sip of this real quick. That's good. Peace, power, positivity. Welcome back to the Miso Selfish Experience. Shit, let me fix this for camera too so y'all can see my face a little bit. So you see I got my overalls on. Got my little drink. Hey, listen, Calypso. If y'all know a little Calypso lemonade. Get you a little Calypso. Strawberries what I prefer. Buzzball, any flavor, preferably like the grape or the strawberry Rita. Telling you, bro. But you're probably wondering why I made myself a little cocktail, because obviously I'm not even a big drinker like that in the first place. But the world's going to shit. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? You might as well just kick back, relax, and kind of just watch everything subside. But that's not what we're here for, obviously. This is episode, whatever the fuck, what episode it is. Honestly, shit's getting out of hand. Shit's getting crazier and crazier. Obviously, there's a huge elephant in the room with what I'm saying, the cubes out in the streets. I'm gonna let you guys, decipher that code on who the cubes are. Fuck it. Fuck ICE, nigga. That's how we gonna start it. Fuck ICE. I don't give a fuck. Fuck ICE. We'll start there because listen, I don't care where your guys' minds are for real when it comes to everyday life, when it comes to the capitalistic views, being money hungry, all the extra bullshit, like, socials, all the like fuck that. Let's come back down to earth for the humanity portion, or the humanity part of what I'm talking about. I think first off, rest in peace, Renee Colgood. Rest in peace, what was his name? Alex Preddy, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. You know what I'm saying? Lives are being lost. And what's so funny is it's strategic in which the lives that are being lost recognize, you know what I'm saying? Recognize who's getting wiped out. Now, a lot of people have, obviously put their 2 cents in and everything that's happening with the ICE organization. Obviously, the insurmountable things that are happening up in Minnesota, like, or Minneapolis, I'm sorry, well, Minnesota, same shit. It's just, bro, so much is happening so fast that it's almost impossible to catch up. And I completely understand that. That's why what this is, what we gotta do, and not even just this, but as people, we gotta keep continuing the perpetual motion of the narrative of not only just doing the right thing, but making sure we're actually promoting change and inflicting it as well. Because listen, we can get wiped out by any one of the motherfuckers at any given time, no matter what the situation, circumstance, blah blah blah, whatever. It doesn't matter. And it's even crazier to think like this is in our backyard, y'all. For some of y'all who don't know, I stay in Phoenix, Arizona. So it's really in our backyard. And it's actually one of the hubs, right? Given, politically where Arizona sways. Obviously, Trump spends a lot of time here. A lot of those types of people spend a lot of time here. So it's kind of, it's worrisome for me because with my son being half Latin descent, it's always been concerning for me because I'm not a person who waits for shit to hit home, right? For it to actually provoke what I actually feel about certain situations. Like, I care about this beyond just my son, thinking about just my son. You know what I mean? I think about, again, everybody that's not only dealing with this, but who's affected by this, whether it be physically, emotionally, mentally, whatever the case may be. The conversation needs to continue to stop the bullshit. I get everybody doesn't have the resources to stop, drop, and inflict change on a physical level, right? Because we do still have jobs and quote unquote the world is still going. But what we have to seize this opportunity too. We have to take advantage of the responsibility that's at hand. And with that being said, we can't let this opportunity pass us away to still do something and say something and speak up and do stuff. I am very proud of the high schools that have been protesting the last few days here in Phoenix, Arizona. Like it brings joy to me to know that, these kids are standing up for something that they may not even know, what they're doing, but this is a part of history in real time. They're inflicting change and provoking uh 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 commentary in real time. And it's important that we big up these young individuals, and we big up everybody who's actually taking place and actually out there in the field being able to do things. I'll tell my story in a second, but before I get to the story, I just want to say I think it's really interesting how easy it is for people to forget the fact that we're not so far removed from a lot of bad shit, right? Like, again, people think of fascist Nazi regimes and say, "Oh, that was so long ago," and it was, right, in a sense, to where over 100 or close to almost 100 years ago. But when you start peeling back the layers and realizing, like, and like 20 years is a long time, 30 years is a long time, 50 years is a long time, but when you really start like peeling back and start thinking about it, it's not a long time. It's actually a very short period of time for everything that's happened to us social politically to get to this point. Like, it's been such a small amount of time, and everything was happening so quickly. So again, going back to my first point of everything is hard to catch up, or everything information and everything that's going on, it's super hard to keep up with because not only is it happening in real time, it's just going by incredibly fast, right? I speak from the heart when I talk about this stuff because again, I say this every fucking podcast. I'm going to continue to say this every fucking podcast, bro. I don't know everything. I don't have all the answers. I'm not the smartest person in the room, but my goal is to get myself into spaces and get the people that I care about into spaces to where not only they can remain vigilant, but arm themselves and prepare themselves with the knowledge to be able to handle the situations and the things that are coming up that are going to come, come across us, like where we're going to sorry, excuse me, what we're going to come into. Like, I want to make sure we're equipped with all the tools and the things that we need in order to get past this time, because again, it is going to be a hard time, but that doesn't stop the motion, and it doesn't stop the it shouldn't stop us from continuing to better ourselves, right? So I get it's a little jumbled, I'm kind of going back and forth, but it's just a lot going on, y'all. And I just don't, if anything, if I could just get on the camera and get behind the mic for a few minutes and a few moments to just really just hone in and really highlight how important it is that no matter what anybody is doing and how they feel about this, change needs to happen in order for us to truly be free and truly be able to live lives like I'm pretty sure most of us really want to live. Because we can't keep toeing the line and toeing back and forth with with our actions and our intentions, right? We have to be very, very mindful with our intentions this year. It even just I don't know, willingly or non-willingly or willfully, whatever word you want to use, just going with the flow of things, that shit's got to be out. And I know I've said this before, but just we can't. The reason why things keep happening over and over again is because we drop the ball somewhere. Somewhere down the line, we ease up and we get comfortable, and we're just like, oh well, it wasn't that bad. That was a long time ago. Like, we got to get out of this mindset that just because shit happens, that we just become forgetful, right? Like, that's how this shit keeps happening, bro. It's because they are expecting you to forget and forgive. That's what they're literally preying on that, for you to sweep all this shit underneath the rug when it's all said and done. But we can't let that happen. We have to make sure that things are put into place and things are instituted for us to actually be able to revolutionize and galvanize and also to change. Now, with that being said, know what comes with all of that stuff. Violence sometimes is necessary. Hate to say it, and I'm not saying it in the sense of purposely killing people and murdering people, because that's not who we are in our spirit, right? But we have to be protectors of our people at the same time, and I feel like that's the line that gets told, right? Where What are we willing to die for? What's important? And then also, two, is it worth it? Right? Is it worth it doing all of this and going that hard for something? Right? And I think sometimes that's where people are lost at too. I don't know this. Just using my eyes and putting my 2 cents in. So the other day I was in Circle K. I'd already told this story a few times. Other day I was in Circle K, and I was standing behind this white lady, and she was talking to this dude, this the clerk or the cashier, whatever you want to call him. Dude was just yapping, whatever. Young white dude, probably about like 19, between like 19, 21, whatever, maybe even a little younger. I don't know. So I don't know if the lady knew the cashier or knew bro, but it just seemed like it was kind of like maybe she was a regular or maybe like somebody who would reoccur, like a reoccurrence. You know what I'm saying? Like she would, you know, he would see her often because they were having a conversation, like they knew each other to some extent. So he starts going to his private life, but he's openly talking. So it's like even though he's talking to this person, they're loud enough to where they're talking to damn near everybody and trying to like engage with everybody. So he's talking to her, right? And then I don't know what she's really saying for real, because I'm like not even really paying attention like that, because I'm looking at my phone. But also at the same time, it's like I could hear it because again, they're just talking loud. He's like, yeah, you know, I got a buddy. He's in ICE right now, right? Again, casual as fuck, casual as shit. He's like, yeah, I got a buddy. He's in ICE right now. Like, you know, I might join ICE. Like what? Like, bro, the way he said it, I can't like, and this is the part that really fries me, bro. Like, I can't recreate the way in the coldness in which he said it and the nonchalantness in which he was just like it's just everyday shit. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go take a shower. Yeah, I'm gonna join ICE, nigga. Like, what? Like, huh? So it threw me. So I'm like, I'm already thrown, bro. I'm thrown. So I'm like looking at bro, but I'm like looking. I'm like, is bro serious? So I'm already again, I'm damn near about to lose it and like cuss bro out because I'm just like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we talking about? And then why are we just like, what? Gotta choose your battles. That's one. Two, I'm next in line. Okay, wait, no, let me rewind a little bit because they're still talking, right? And then he says that, she looks at me and she looks around and then we're kind of all looking. And then he's just like, yeah, I might join ICE. I was gonna join the Navy, but you know, they're taking too long to respond or some shit. I don't know again how he was wording it, but the way the thought process was, it was just like, yeah, you know, I want to work at Burger King, but nah, fuck it, I might as well join McDonald's because fuck it. That's what it sounded like, bro. That's what the conversation sounded like. It sounded like if bro was just like, yeah, you know, fuck it. Like, I really wanted to be part of the Navy for real, but damn, like, if I could join ICE, nigga, that'd be cool. Like, what? Like, people are so desensitized to what's going on and the lives that are being affected that this little 18-year-old, 19-year-old white dude, this white kid working at Circle K can casually just say some bullshit like that and then not only not affect him, but he doesn't have the mental capacity to really understand what it is that he's capitulating to. Like, I don't get it. I'm sorry. I just don't understand because again, we're at a time where things are at a very at its most vulnerable, at its most precious. And we're at a breaking point to where things need to topple over, but also at the same time, we have to be intentional about what we're going to do about it when it does topple over. That's all I'm getting at. That's all I care about for real is what's the actions that's going to take place when everything does start to come out, when all the information does start to fall through. What are we going to do about it? Right. And again, I don't know everything. I don't even know what to do. But all I know is I want to keep having these conversations and keep this narrative going that change needs to happen. And it needs to happen now. Because I'll be damned if my kid gets shot in the street because of some shit he obviously doesn't know, right? But this 18 and 19-year-old that is choosing to be ignorant and choosing to make the decisions he's making just for a little bit of money, got me, bro. Got me. And all I'm saying is I just don't understand, bro. I just don't understand. At the end of the day, there's a huge responsibility that's at our discretion. I don't know if I use that word correctly, but there's a huge responsibility that's placed on our shoulders, let's put it that way. And I personally can't be 60, 70, 80 years old looking back and watching these young kids that are protesting and stuff like that, and being like, damn, like I let them do the work, that I could have also helped too. And again, it's not an ego thing. It's purely humanity for me. It's purely about helping for real. And again, I know I could be doing more. That's why I'm starting slowly, trying to figure out what it is that I can do, where I can be, where I can position myself to really inflict change. And that's gonna take time. But also too, I know I can't, it's not a bullshit either. This isn't something that I'm pity patting and bullshitting about either. Because I want to make my next move my best move every time and always put my best foot forward. Always. That's what I was raised to do. So a lot of my approach is methodical, and I get like we may be entering a time where a lot of stuff just obviously needs to just be acted on instead of just thinking, right? But not just thinking. That sounds crazy. Mind's rambling a little bit, a little tipsy. But follow me here as I try to round it out by saying I'm not better than anybody. I and it's so hard saying this because even as I talk to people and I see them not judge me, but I see them be like, yeah, right. Like, I can see it on them. But I'm not better than nobody, bro. But I will acknowledge that I have made better choices than a lot of motherfuckers for real. Like, for real. But that's it. Other than that, I'm just as scared as everybody else. I'm just as vulnerable as everybody else. Shit, I'm trying to figure it out just like everybody else. But the difference is, I'm not just going to rest on my laurels, bro. I'm not just going to rest on the idea of that we're not perfect without trying to strive for being better. That's part of what's fucked up everything, too. We've just been so casual with everything. Paraphrasing, for example. We need to do away with that bullshit. We need to do away with again, when somebody's talking to you, talk directly, speak what's on your mind. No more of the gymnastics and the hurdles over what people are trying to say, bro. That's just exhausting, bro. Stop the sugarcoating shit, bro. That's what's gotten us into this fucking shit in the first place, bro. Not being able to tell the truth and be okay and right within the truth. And I get that's a very broad explanation, but you have to break it down. Peel it back layer by layer, and then all roads lead to Rome. And I don't want it to be too late, even though it already is too late. I just don't want to see the faces on the people that I care about. And I don't want to hear them complaining and questioning, well, why? Well, what could we have done? Like, what can we do? And it's just like, bro, like, first we need to start with conversations. We need to start with again, what I've been talking about the last few months, breaking down, peeling back the layers, figuring out where we've come from to figure out where we're headed, period. Over the next few months, I'm trying to take some time to chop it up with some family members and stuff because I really want to make sure that our history is not lost. Because amongst all of this stuff too, and all the new influx of information, AI, bullshit, our history is gonna get lost too. And I want to make sure that we know where we come from and we know where we're going. Point blank, period. This platform will always be a platform to uplift the people of minority, people of color, specifically Black people. But we have to tell the story because no one else is going to tell it for us. No one else can tell it better than us. But in real time, we have to make that decision because we have that responsibility because the generation before us failed. And the generation before that is part of the generation that has us in this mess. But we can't point the fingers anymore because again, we're gonna turn into the generation that leads the next generation and leads that next generation. And then what? So I again, this isn't a matter of right and wrong. Or no, it is a matter of right and wrong. I'm tripping. It isn't a matter of, I guess, there's no easier way to put it, but it just we have to put our pride and our ego aside and do what's right. And I don't think there's enough people who are really willing to do that because of how deep rooted capitalism, socialism, and all that bullshit has bogged down our brains, bro. I cannot stress this shit enough. We are literally doing it to ourselves. We are. And the more we don't, we keep ignoring the elephant in the room and at least not trying to strive to answer these questions and dancing around the topics and keep it a bean. I have hope and I'm very optimistic, but also at the same time, I'm scared. I'm scared because I know how much I don't know, but I know enough. And when I have conversations with people, I know that they don't know. Because if you knew and if you cared, you'd be just as scared and be just as concerned and have these conversations with me. But because they're not, no one will. Ends up kind of looking like this nigga crazy or this nigga like. But really, if I'm being completely honest with you, understanding who I am as a person as I continue to grow, I'm just not the type of person to see something and let it slide in the sense of, well, we can't do nothing about that. We can't. I can forgive, but I can never forget. Period. Period. So any anything that's going on that's gonna, again, that could even remotely bother or disturb or affect anybody that I care about, I care. Point blank, period. And I'm gonna do everything in my power that I'm able to do with the resources that I have to promote change the only way I know how. There's always gonna be different methods, different routes. So that's what I mean when I say there's no right or wrong. That part needs to go out the window. The only right thing to do is to keep moving forward and to keep putting the foot on their necks and not letting it be switched around. Not letting it be the other way around. And I get it. And I say this every podcast too. This isn't everybody's fight. Not everybody cares. For a while, that shit bothered me. And it still kind of bothers me. Because you care about that Gucci bag, or I don't even know if niggas even like Gucci bags anymore. What are motherfuckers even wearing anymore? Doesn't matter. Irrelevant. You worried about that bag. You worried about them shoes. You worried about a look. You worried about aesthetics. You worried about bullshit. And it's part of your own demise, bro. And again, I'm not saying these things to point fingers and be like, I'm better than you. I'm saying these things because if you just peel back the layers and really hear what I'm saying, you can see how much we're inflicting what's happening too. Like I said earlier, we do a lot of this stuff can be fixed with intention and knowing that we're doing it to ourselves. But with intention comes awareness. And that's, again, something that's terribly concerning to me because with awareness comes literacy, understanding. Like it's all wrapped up together and it's at an all-time low. If that's not concerning enough, think about all the things that they slowly take away, like without us noticing. I'm gonna leave it at that, but we gotta do better in a lot of ways. I gotta do better in a lot of ways, but we gotta do better in a lot of ways. And it ain't easy. It's not something that, again, I'm sitting here gung ho, like, let me go outside with my rifle and lead the troops, lead the charge. Nah, because I'm not the type of person to lead my people into some burning bushes and fires and burning buildings and shit like that either, bro. Like there has to be an approach to this as well. But I can't rest knowing that as kids are being kidnapped, families are being torn apart, people's lives are changing daily, instantly. People don't know what it's like to have somebody you love ripped from you at an instant. And then the scariest part about it is, like I'm saying, like you you don't know if you're gonna see that person again. You don't know if you're gonna again. I just don't want it to end up happening to somebody that we know. I don't want it to happen to anybody, but it starts obviously with how it affects you personally. I don't want that. I just rated 15 zips, bro. Zips bars. It's so funny. I was scrolling through TikTok and I seen the old Sheridan hotel that's over, I think it's on what, Dunlap? Or whatever exit it is, I don't even know. Off the 17. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, I remember going to that hotel, bro. Like when I was little. Now that's supposedly where they're posted up. ICE headquarters. Again, like it affects me on deeper levels because just again, I tie that personally. Even if it's not even like that close, but that's how close it hits home for me. I wish it hit that close to home for other people. Even just that little bit of a connection to me still hits home. I'm never going to be tired of having the conversation. I'm always just going to be tired of hearing myself talk, bro. I know it's kind of ironic given I have a podcast and everything, but literally that's what I mean when I say like this shit isn't for me. Yeah, I get it. Me so selfish, blah, 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 but this shit's not for me for real. It's not. I just want to make sure that it's everything that we ever have problems, issues, whatever. It's all laid out, bruh. Again, knowing where we came from to know where we're headed. And that again, that's not an easy thing. That's not something I'm expecting everybody to be gung-ho about and full-fledged, let's go. But if you care about the shit that you say you care about, it shouldn't be that easy to do it. Or it shouldn't be that hard to do it. And at least buy into it. But it'll make you think, right? Everybody swears they care about everybody's lives. All lives matter. But it's just like, to what extent? Anyways, I think I've been rambling for long enough. Yeah, I did have a few guests on last week, bro. You guys won't believe this shit. And I know I just went from super serious to this real quick, but I'm sorry. You got the tism, bro. But listen, no, real quick. I had a group, not a group discussion, but a few guests on last week, and my mic didn't work. So literally everything was fine. It was smooth, good vibes. Like I was like, yeah, I finally got a pod for y'all. And then, of course, technical difficulties as always. But we are running it back. Hopefully this weekend. We'll see. If that is the case, stay tuned for that. I still got, bro. I promise y'all. It'd be the littlest shit. It'd be like the computer die or files corrupt or just like some bullshit, like the phone want to cut off or somebody calling or some shit. Or it's just like the little things that just set off the whole entire shit. And it's just like, bro, come on. I'm trying to just give this shit back for the people, bro. I'm just trying to literally build a platform up for my people, man. That's all I want. Like, why are they trying to stop me from being great for real? I don't get it. But again, neither here nor there. Be expecting again more guests and shit like that. Like I always say, you know what I'm saying? I promise it actually is in motion. It's just, shit happens, bro. Life happens, and unfortunately, we are in the cusp of World War III. But yes. Fuck ICE. Fuck ICE. Fuck ICE. I'm proud of each and every individual that is protesting right now. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck everybody who fuck with Donald Trump. And that's all I fucking got, bro. I'm out this bitch, man. You guys have a wonderful rest of your guys' evening, rest of your guys' weekend. I'm gonna finish this drink because it's good. I'm gonna play the game and talk to my girl. It's her birthday today. I love you, baby. Happy birthday. Listen, a lot of what I do too, as you guys may know, obviously, a lot of this platform is built so my son can have something to look back and refer to and make sure that he's always straight and he's always secure in not only the black side of his culture or his black roots from that side of, him, but also too, this is for my girl too. This is so she knows that I'm always going to try to uplift us, what we're doing, what we're trying to build, where we're headed to. Again, because I know where I've come from and I know what I want to achieve. I'm super grateful for you, Shakur Holmes. I love you. I appreciate you. And I really, really, really respect, and I am, again, ever more grateful that you're in my life and that you're continuing to develop and grow into the person you're becoming. And it's a sight to see every day through the ups and the downs. It's always worth it for me. And it's always enriching is the best word I can use to describe it. It's enriching. It's a process, obviously, and it's not easy, but it's worth it. So again, I do all of what I do and all of what I'm trying to strive to create is for my son and for her. So again, happy birthday. By the time this comes out, this will definitely be days after her birthday, but shit, we're going to turn up. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a safe time. And as for everybody else, like I always say, man, everybody who rocks with me, bro, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, man. Like, this shit ain't easy doing solo, and this shit ain't easy trying to put out, like, given everything that I'm dealing with mentally when it comes to the hurdles and the hardships of everyday life. Obviously, the shit that's going on outside, that throws a nigga and sets a nigga back, but that's a whole separate shit. But, yeah. Again, forever appreciative of all of you guys that continue to support. This is for you guys. This is for my girl, for my son, but this is for y'all too. This is supposed to be a platform for all of us to be able to speak what's on our mind and continue to push the needle forward for people of color. I'll keep it there. See y'all on the fucking next one. Peace out, y'all, man. Be safe.